Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody in Living the Dream Nation. My name is Jim. Margie going to join us a little bit later. She's getting her nails done as part of our preparation for our excursion to Biloxi, Mississippi and New Orleans, Louisiana. So first time for us visiting each of those states, along with Wandering with the Wades, Billy and Val, and Taylor's Travels, Lonnie and Danielle. I'm not sure if they've gone there or not before, but it's going to be a first time for us and a little bit of first time all the way around, because we're going to be utilizing that new Triple Crown trailer that I'm going to show you briefly, and our new Tough e-dolly that's going to help us move that trailer around when we're at a campground and we can't secure a pull-through site, things like that. So when we get back to the house, we were able to use our lawn tractor to move the trailer out of the driveway just to get it up off the incline. So a couple of folks have asked on our Facebook page, Living the Dream, what we do as far as preparation, not just with the RV. It was unique that folks asked about how we close up the house. So I'm going to give you the short version on what we do. Everything's different. Feel free to leave a comment down below on what you do. And just be respectful of each other, because we all do things differently based on life experiences and learned behavior, etc. So we start our prep about 5 or 6 days out when we can, and this trip we were actually able to do that. So we start with external, and what that means is this: we have 3 different camera systems that we use here at the house. I have an Arlo system for outside and inside. I have a Ring system that is completely outside, including a doorbell, and we have Blink inside the house. We actually added a Cami camera also, which has a 360-degree visual, which is kind of cool. We placed that center in the house. But let me talk about the Arlos first. They are battery powered and they are motion censored. And the battery lasts for quite some time, and the recharge process is about an hour, if that. So we have them on the exterior of the house and in the garage area. My Ring cameras are actually on the perimeter of the house, and the reason we chose the Ring, they have 2 separate battery backup banks in them, and we added a solar panel, which obviously in the great state of Florida is constant, so they never at all need to be recharged. But the unique thing about Ring, not only the notifications that we get, but when they are activated, they have a light system that comes on and a microphone system, as most cameras do, but the lights are pretty unique. The cool thing about them is we are actually able to activate a siren at that particular camera section or area. So if something's going on one side of the house, we can activate that camera. The Arlos have an internal base station which has a screeching decibel alarm system, which is awesome. But we like the idea of being able to activate that siren if someone is in a particular zone. As we come inside, the remaining parts of the house are covered with Blink cameras and the remaining Arlo cameras. They work well also. And the last thing we added, like I said, is a Cami, which is a 360-degree remote access camera, and that's placed pretty much in the center of the house. Not that we have any dead spots, but it gives us the ability, I won't lie, most of the times we can track what the cats are doing when we're not here, but it gives us that ability as well. So lots of questions all the time about why we just didn't have one system, and I will tell you the reason we went with multiple systems was because it gives us the flexibility if one of the systems happens to go down or not be able to connect to a server. So occasionally maybe a Blink will go down or a couple of them, but I still have external with Ring and Arlo, or vice versa. We have limited issues with Arlo and Ring. Most of the connectivity issues are Blink specific, usually resolved on their end in a short time frame. So that's part of that process for just the exterior. Next is checking all our floodlights, which are motion sensor lights. Next after that is positioning our internal sensors. So we have some alarm systems set out throughout the house that are just internal alarms. And I'm giving away some secrets, but good luck trying to get into this house, and once you're in here, you're probably going to be on several different camera views, and probably not going to end well if we're home. So that's the outside preparation. Inside then begins the process of our three-phase moving. So we'll start bringing stuff that's going with us to a staging area. Most likely it's the garage floor, which I won't show you because it's a mess. Once it gets to the garage floor, I have some index cards that are specific to each of the items that we bring. So when I flip the index card for the motorcycle, it says, did I charge the Bluetooth helmet that I wear so I can answer phone calls for work? Do I have my gloves? Do I have reflective vests? Do we have rain gear? Is the motorcycle fueled? Things of that nature, tire pressure, etc. Then we move on to the bicycles. Do we have the helmets? Do I, have the whistle? Do we have the accompanying mirrors that we wear so we can be safe? Are the lights that are on the bicycles charged so that we have some visibility to see and obviously to be seen? And again, all this is on a index card that we use as part of our checklist. Next would be the kayak and or boat. For this particular trip, we've opted to bring the Sea Eagle pontoon boat only. And that has its own list of things. Does it have the battery with it? Does it have the actual trolling motor with it? Do we bring the oars? Do we have our life vests? So we have found that a little preparation up front in some rewrites, and those of you who follow the channel know that I rewrite things several hundred times before I actually get the right sequence of events. But it helps us not forget something, okay? And obviously forgetting something, most likely wouldn't be fatal, but we certainly don't want it to add a stress to a already stressful event. And those of you who RV, take long motorcycle trips, or even vacation in general, know that there can be some degree of stress with it. So I'm trying to minimize that for Margie and I, and it works quite well. And also the fact that when we freak out, the cats freak out, and it just makes for quite the horrific event for there. So we're going to take a quick peek at the Tough E-Dolly, and then we're going to take a peek at the trailer, and then I'm going to show you what the trailer looks like loaded, because we actually have a new plan, we believe, by removing the landing leg on the front of the trailer, that we're going to be able to clear the driveway. We did a couple of trial runs, and we think, wish us luck, we think it's going to happen. So stay tuned, and we'll see what happens, and we'll certainly be making some videos as we engage in this trip as well. All right, So to move that trailer around up and down the driveway, into the backyard, etc., we have this Tough E-Dolly, and it's rated for about 4,500 pounds, I believe, so we're well under that. It has a forward gear and a reverse gear. It takes a 2-inch ball, so it just fits perfectly to that trailer. Rechargeable battery pack inside, and some good wheels. So a little bit of slip on the grass, nothing crazy, but it works out quite well for saving your back and keeping things safe at our advanced age, right? All right, so the two electric bicycles, which are collapsible, right? They're class 3 e-bikes, are actually going to go inside these 50-gallon totes from Lowe's. And they collapse right down, and you may probably not going to be able to see it, but they are able to hold the helmets, the batteries, and the battery chargers. So we leave on the fork bag and the panniers that came with it. So this works out quite well. It is on wheels, so that 50 or 60 pounds worth of weight that the bicycle is, with all the stuff added to it in the bags, probably comes out to maybe, I don't know, maybe 55, 60 pounds, who knows. And the trailer all hooked up. So you'll see that the Street Glide is on there, and it's attached to the Harbor Freight wheel dock. Some new straps just for this trip. A couple of the other ones frayed a teeny bit. Our kitty cat tire cover, so our babies are representing. So we wound up yesterday at Lonnie's direction taking off the landing leg, and that gave us a ton more clearance here. So when the RV dips and the trailer pitches, we're not scraping and tearing up the driveway. Some retro reflective tape all the way around, so we have some high visibility in inclement weather. When we did that trip to Lake George, New York a couple of years ago, Billy and Val, God bless them for driving, we hit some crazy rain, And so the way it's going to pan out is the two tubs with electric bikes are going to go parallel here. The boat in the green bag will go right along the back deck. And then on this side will be the gray extra bag, the E-dolly towards the rear, etc. So we'll give it all a go in the next couple of days and we'll see how it goes. We'll snap a couple of pictures to show you the after effects. So wish us luck. Like I said, please like and subscribe to the channel. Share the channel. Leave us a comment. That's what grows this channel. And let us know what you want us to do as far as excitement and fun. As long as it's not too crazy, we'll probably give it a go. Okay, so Margie has joined us after her nail appointment. And we are in St. Patrick's Green. Yay. She broke, what, 3 nails yesterday when we were jockeying around that trailer. So continuing some of the stuff that we do as far as the prep internal. I do a lot of the outside stuff. I guess we have some roles that we have defined that work for us. And while I'm doing that, Margie's working on the inside. So housework, I guess?
Well, yeah, I don't like to come home to a dirty house. But trying to pack up everything. We're a little limited this time because the trailer's too far from the plug. So trying to make sure. Yeah. Yeah, not the trailer. Well. Yeah. Well, because we talked about the trailer. Yeah, so we can't, typically it would be plugged into our 50 amp service at the house and we would be able to have all the food and everything loaded. But we've come up with a contingency plan for going forward. Like everything's trial and error. So what else? Just trying to make sure I remember everything that we need for cats, all their medications. We have the convalescent home here with the cats. So we have, Alfred has to have his extra inhaler. We have allergy meds, we have anti-cuckoo meds, and then the ear meds for all the cats.
Yeah. And we also did something a little bit different now. We do have a thermometer for them, so we can keep an eye on them in case one of them gets ill. And we bought a pet first aid kit with some quick clot in there in case one of them gets cut open and so forth. But part of our planning before the trip that I'll do is plot out veterinary services that are available daytime, and then obviously the 24-hour vets, and I screenshot all of those and I send them to Marge in an email, because you guys know that if something happens when you know what hits the fan, you may not be thinking as clearly as you should. So a little bit of preparation works well. I mean, we can simply call 911 for us, but they may not have the same services. So
yeah, we've been trying to trend the weather. It's going to be a bit cool in Biloxi, so make sure you pack long pants.
Yeah, I usually forget those.
Sweatshirts, that kind of weather. It looks like the high might be in the low 70s.
Yep. May have to bring our bib.
Might be some rain. So trying to trend the weather as we get closer, so we know what to pack. And there's laundry services there, so we don't have to bring 2 weeks worth of clothing, which is
and
nice.
There's Goodwill. So if we run out of clothes, we could always purchase from Goodwill. So one of the last things we do as far as prep is we kind of charge all of the electronic devices that we bring with us. So my travel emergency kit consists of battery operated road flares that they're called, and they're little hockey puck style flares. I do travel with some reflective cones as well in case we have a breakdown or somebody that's in the convoy breaks down. So it's just going through and checking those batteries, make sure everything's functional, charging up the iWatches, and then once we charge the device, we actually leave the charging cable cord with it. And then that gets moved into the staging area down the road. And the last thing that we will do, staging, where the stuff gets staged, staging area. The last thing that we do is the cat tiles. So we have replaceable batteries for the cat tiles. And they'll usually tell us when the battery is low, so we're able to swap them out. We do carry spares. We'll pop the collar off and we'll test all the tiles maybe like a day or so before just to make sure that they're working. And what do we have? 2 spare actual tile?
No, I think we have 4.
We have actually 4
spare
tiles.
Tiles and several spare batteries.
Yeah, so just to be safe, and then we go from there. So that's pretty much it. Again, comments down below. We'd love to hear what your prep is for your people or your fur babies, what you do with your house. People ask all the time if I turn the power off. I do not because of the cameras, but we do turn our hot water off. We actually have a timer box with an on and off switch, so we're able to turn that off. Whether it works or not, we don't know. But it is what it is. So other than that, please subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 100 subscribers. We're going to do some YouTube Live when we get going. We'll continue our Facebook Live. Send us a shot on what you'd like to do. Yeah. Well, they're going to know it when I send this video out, though. Yeah. You did not hear that. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do our Facebook Live and we'll start some YouTube Live, maybe get some stuff going. So look forward to seeing you. A bunch of videos to follow. Until then, keep living the dream.